Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 22. Got the episode right this time. And
Nice.
and here I am with the other one, Villanonymous. I think he died. Um
Just gonna
further
start. I'm just gonna start calling myself the Cult of Villanonymous.
There we go. Here I am with Villanonymous and we're going to talk about some villainous things that have happened. Obviously, this video is about the greatest in my view, the best in the fucking world, the greatest motherfucker, CM Punk.
Makari.
Oh Jesus.
Oh man, I thought we were on the same page with this
Oh
here, Sponge.
Jesus. CM Punk, we've talked about the media scrum stuff. We're now skipping ahead. We've been patiently waiting for something for him to come back. We've been wanting him to come back. He wants to come back, but people are morons. So, I know, Villain, you really haven't understand the recent stuff that have
Yeah,
popped up here.
I haven't been paying attention to anything that's been going on this because it's like
So let's.
I've been so wrapped up with WWE in the last 2 weeks and all the crazy news that came out of there. I have had no time for AEW.
So yeah, I only pay attention if it's about FTR or CM Punk. So
Yeah,
that's
track.
that obviously tracks. So let's talk about it here. So now.
Marking out to Liv Morgan.
Oh my Jesus, we're not even there yet. Calm down. All right. So one evening, so Dave Meltzer decides to ramble off and say some shenanigan shit on his little web browser, paywall web browser shit about Punk and some loony shit, and he tends to spin the beef, more on nonsense, right? And then one day, and then after that gets along, it starts a stir, right? A big stir. And where's that close? A big stir. And then a couple, like, I wouldn't say hours later, a couple bit later. Let's just say a couple bit later, because this was like a couple weeks ago. On Instagram, for only a couple of minutes, CM Punk posts, "Sigh, I wasn't clear to come back to wrestle yet, then plan to wrestle at the pay-per-view. I sat and listened to Moxley's Rocky 3 ideas. I explained how I'd never seen a Rocky movie, and I thought the idea sucked, but if the boss wanted to do it, whatever. He said he wouldn't lose to me. I'd never experienced someone refusing to lose to me. I just laughed, asked Tony if this is what he wanted. He said yes, he's the boss. So I said okay, but I need to be cleared first. They kept saying it could just be a squash, so I didn't need to be cleared. I scuffed at that. My health is more important. Dave Meltzer's a liar. Chris Jericho's a liar and a stooge. There were plans, but plans always change. But I'll never put a company over my health ever again. And then that post.
He says after he's already done it for 2 companies now.
And then Jericho posted a Matt Hardy gif that said delete, and then that thing was gone. So and the only reason it's gone is apparently it's against the AEW rules to not post anything negative or speak about anything negative towards the AEW company, which is why it was gone really quickly. And what is also in the AEW's, and this is what I saw from Brian Last. He posted the rule book for AEW, the pages for it, and I saw, and one of them was you can also not wrestle uncleared. So
Rule number 1: we don't talk about Fight Club. Rule number 2: we don't speak about AEW unless it's positive.
like that's like, so you got crazy shit there going on. So Moxley's just a moron here. And Punk, I would feel like he is in the right here in that scenario because he said if he was cleared, and they basically shoved him there injured, which changes things a lot here, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
It
Like he already did this in WWE, and then they shot on how WWE was not safe for his health in his first few promos when he first came back, and now Tony Khan's got him doing the same shit Vince did. Of
and I feel like AEW didn't get enough shit for it than WWE did.
course not.
And I feel like that was pretty stupid. So that's where that thing lasted. And then John Moxley went onto oral sessions with his
His
wife.
wife.
Yeah, his wife, and he basically said she asked him if he wanted to talk about it, and all he said was he doesn't want to be part of that drama. He doesn't want to be part of that beef. All he can say was he basically didn't say anything. He just said he doesn't want to be part of it, and he just thinks that it's wacko and how the internet spins everything, even though this is coming from CM Punk himself. Whatever.
So you gotta be careful about what you say about John Moxley because you're gonna bust him open by hurting his
Oh
feelings.
Jesus. I think me talking about
Like
this
the guy
busted him
can't
open.
wrestle. Up, the guy can't wrestle. Up, Moxley's busted open. Come on.
And then the
I'm not.
late.
This fight's not winning over the crowd. What are we doing wrong? I've got an idea. Blades. Like blade. blades in Spanish.
Oh,
Oh no, what
Jesus.
happened to John Moxley? Oh my god, shut up, people.
And uh, and also more recently is he's also been pitching to come back to AEW. He's been pitching to come back to AEW in numerous scenarios in which he'd return, including to work with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. I think I would love to see them fight off. I don't know if you would, Keith. I think I would like to
I
see them.
mean, it would be fun to watch, but you'd be watching trained professional wrestlers going up against gymnastics experts. Uh, I don't get me wrong. Like if Punk is really friends with Tony Khan, like he says that he is, he's gonna try to save his company. Like immediately, the first thing that you can do to save his company is boost the attendance, is boost the ticket sales, is
Because
boost the
the
merchandise sales.
viewership, the
Their
viewership,
ratings are in the toilet.
AEW Dark is beating AEW Dynamite. No, I'm just joking.
No, but it is beating Rampage. I kind of looked it up when we were talking about it before.
All right, so yeah, everything's in the mud. Ever since Punk has been gone, AEW's been a shithole wreck.
If you take All Out's in Wembley this year.
Y-
That's the one.
Yeah, the big giant stadium that SummerSlam 1992 was in.
If you take All Out, and bless their hearts, people like Uncle Dave think that you can actually sell out Wembley Stadium. They're not selling out the 11,000 seat arenas. They're not selling out Wembley Stadium.
They're not even
Like I,
selling out a fucking the one that there were today. They only had 3,000 in a 12,000 fucking arena. Are you? That is.
it would have sold out a bingo hall. I'll tell you that. The
The,
Elks Lodge would have been sold out. You could have sold out the Manhattan Center for 3,000 people, but you're not getting anything done on major nationwide international television for 3,000 people. Like, come on.
I
Like,
mean, hey,
if
hold
you,
on.
if
But
they,
Jericho, hey, but Jericho said they'll be beating Raw in a couple months.
oh my God, that was like 3 years ago. Uh, if CM Punk is actually like lifelong friends with Tony Khan, like they claim to be, they're all buddy buddy. If he's trying to do that favor to save this company, if you book CM Punk and FTR against the Elite at Wembley Stadium, you will get that sellout.
I mean, I only watched AEW when. Remember, when I used to work at Subway, I would literally only watch or care or speak to you on the phone when Punk was on that shit. I would literally go on a break, watch AEW Punk. Like,
And then he had that squash match with Moxley, which now we understand he wasn't healthy.
now that we know why he got squashed for no fucking reason, it was.
Like I've got no problem with it, except for why was he on television in the first place?
And now it
Didn't
adds
they,
to
didn't
now it
they
adds
fight a
to
week?
why. Let's go back to when you
Didn't they
said,
fight a week later?
yeah,
Didn't they fight a week
no
later at the
he
pay per view?
no he fought like 3 days later. Remember it was the Saturday the pay per view was on
No,
Saturday.
it was 3 days later, and Punk wound up finally winning again, and then leaving with injury. Like, it's so stupid.
Like, listen, we said a couple months ago. This also adds more because a couple months ago you said, or not a couple months ago, no, on the 2022 recap review, you said that you like CM Punk, but you would like to see him just retire because of the injuries. But now we know why he kept getting more injured because he was fighting injured. It adds on.
Yeah, we can go all the way back with this channel. Like when Punk lost to MJF on Dynamite, right?
Twice.
Well, twice in one night, but only one of them counted. Um, like when he lost to MJF on that Dynamite, I didn't know what they were doing. Now with this whole bidding war of 2024, MJF is the hottest thing in AEW right now. I get why he beat Punk back then. Now I didn't get it then. I get it now. So if they're gonna start telling a story forever and ever and ever ago, and finally get back to it, sure. But most of the stories they tell forever and ever and ever ago just fall off and drop off a page. That like there's not an Ethan Page, not an Adam Page. They just fall off a page.
Apparently, recently,
Even Diamond Dallas Page. There's too many pages on AEW.
Diamond Dallas Page has not been on AEW since 2019.
Fine, so Soraya Page. How about that?
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, just got a report that CM Punk that AEW will be in Chicago June 21 to June 21, right before Forbidden Door.
Yeah, that's set up.
Alrighty, and also adding by Fightful, we're told Punk has been open to working elsewhere though we're not sure if that means within the auspices of AEW, Ring of Honor, or the likes of New Japan or the World Wrestling Federation.
You know what? If can't have him in AEW because the elite. You can't have him in Ring of Honor because of people like Colt Cabana and fucking Adam Page and fucking Chris Jericho. Like it's so dumb. It's like just let him go at this point. But he's not gonna want to go back anywhere, especially now with Vince fucking hovering over Gorilla.
No, the new. Have you not heard the new things? He's not how
No.
is once the merger happen, the full merger happens, he's no longer has anything. He will no longer have anything to do with any of that stuff. The merger will have no vote in it, and he's just gonna basically just be an old man, getting money,
Yeah,
sitting on the sideline.
they'd be idiots to not keep Triple H in charge of.
No, no, no. Triple H is still gonna be there. Just Vince. You said Vince, so I was just clearing.
No, I'm saying like if they're gonna not have Vince anymore, great. Like if they're gonna keep Triple H in charge of creative, then sure. But let's get back to that another time. We're on this
Before we ramble on about that shit.
AEW story that I don't want to talk about.
Now back to CM Punk. You know he's Rocky 3.
I don't get what that means. You have to explain this to me.
Moxley wanted to do it the Rocky 3 way. He wanted to play out their story how Rocky 3 was. That's basically why the squash happened and why those.
What was there going to be a squash and Ace Steel died in the locker room and then he had to do it all by himself?
It was supposed. That's I was Ace Steel gonna die on live TV, Keith?
Like were they going to have fucking Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks try to fucking get him into fighting shape for the rematch? Like, come on.
I feel like
I don't get where they would have gone with the Rocky storyline. So
that's
again,
it.
CM Punk is right. Fuck Jon Moxley.
Hey, he's Rocky 3, so.
Oh god.
No, now forwarding on. Dax Harwood said, we love Dax and Cash. Dax Harwood
Yeah, we
said,
love Dax.
uh, Dax Harwood says CM Punk is the biggest name in AEW, and he also said that he talks to CM Punk every day, and how he says, quote, he says that CM Punk wants to return and he wants to give back to the fans and he really wants to come back.
What was that first one? What was that first thing you sent me that I was supposed to read?
That one I just read. I was about to read that one, but I read the other one. But right now also Dax Harwood said, along with the biggest name, AEW Punk FTR, CM FTR versus the Elite could help sell 40,000 to 50,000 tickets in London, which I'm not gonna lie, is literally true. You put Punk in All
it's
In.
great numbers. It's gonna be better. That would be better numbers right there than the numbers they're gonna wind up pulling off.
You put
But I was looking at the part underneath it, the direct quote from
Oh
it.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm gonna read that one out. No, that is the one. The first one's also direct quote too. It's just put in weird format. But
No.
also, I mean, fuck. If you put Punkin All In, I'll buy a passport and go to fucking Wembley Stadium. I want to see. That's a good environment to see Punkin. Big ass WrestleMania style arena.
Yeah.
But for going on with the Wembley Stadium, he also said Harwood said for FTR versus the Elite as the potential main event. He says the reason he's fantasy booking it is because outside of Roman Reigns, and please correct me if I'm wrong, outside of Roman Reigns and maybe this not including like Brock or Logan Paul or whatever, but outside of Roman, Cody, the biggest professional names in right now is CM Punk. Definitely the biggest name in AEW. So if we want to take AEW to the next level, if we're here to work for the AEW, if we're here to make professional wrestling better of AEW, the way you do that is you take the biggest stars that you have and one of what the fuck? Hold up. One of the
One of the
biggest
biggest
stars
stars
in
in the
the
world.
world, and you put them on the card, and you make money with them. On top of that, I will say that I talk to Punk almost every day, and Punk misses wrestling. That's your headline. Punk misses wrestling, and Punk wants to come back. He wants to give back to the fans. He wants to give back to wrestling, so I'll leave it at that. And honestly, I do want to see him back. I truly do.
I mean, I definitely want to see him back too, but I don't want to see them try to force a storyline where they were just fist fighting fucking backstage. Like
Only if they were a-okay with it.
they have to be a okay with it, but somebody's gonna throw stiff shots. Like it's always gonna be, it's always gonna stay negative because like nobody knows how to do this properly.
Because fuck the Young Bucks, fuck Tony Khan, and
They're all
Kenny.
rejects.
Fuck Kenny a little bit.
And you know what? I miss New Japan Kenny to death. Because even when he went back to New Japan at the beginning of the year and he fought Will Ospreay, that was the best match that Kenny Omega's fought in years.
It really was. And there you go. That's my regards. Is fuck the Young Bucks, fuck Tony Khan, fuck AEW. Bring back Punk, and I'll watch the show. MJF, I love what he's doing. It's just it's not
He can't
clicking.
do it alone.
Yeah,
He can't do it alone.
it's not. You're ruining a Seattle homeboys. I don't really care. And like,
Yeah,
yeah, like literally. And
yeah,
I hope
dummy. Yeah.
I hope Punk comes back. I hope this didn't piss anybody off, you AW marks in our subscriptions. Don't unsubscribe. We are
No,
pretty
we love you guys too. We love hearing from you guys.
we're pretty equal, but we're just you know.
I've been WWE since 1993. Like, come on, man.
I've always
I
been a WWE motherfucker. AEW was never a top priority for me, but
yeah, Macario was the AEW guy, and once AEW
who?
started, he
Who?
stopped.
Who?
Once AEW
Who?
started to stop,
Wait, who?
Macario stopped showing up
Who?
for work.
But who's that? Who is that? I've never heard that name in my life.
But you didn't let me get it out. It's like he's the AEW guy, and as soon as AEW started to suck, he stopped showing up for work.
Basically, he never showed up ever. He stopped showing up. He watched that horrible fucking women's fucking TLC deathmatch shit, and he never showed up ever again.
Because I'm the New Japan guy. I'm not going anywhere because New Japan's always going to be great.
No, you haven't really done anything ever since you saw Mercedes Monet on the TV.
Yeah, I kind of fucking hate her. But they really haven't had any pay per views. I didn't get to do Super Card of Honor. I'm sorry, guys. That's coming.
It's not coming.
It is coming.
It is
It's coming.
not. Anywho,
I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself if I have to. Don't worry, guys. It's coming.
that wraps it up for CM Punk. Any final regards from you, Bill?
I fucking hate Tony Khan.
yeah.
Yeah.